You don't need Photoshop or insane design skills. I'm going to show you how to make YouTube thumbnails using free and easy to use software. Canva is the free software that I'm going to use to show you how to do this. And there's the paid version that unlocks more features and content, but don't sweat it, don't worry, we're just going to stick to the free stuff for today's example. Yeah, I know how you like free stuff. Okay, head over to canva.com and then to create a project, click on create a design. There'll be a bunch of options being suggested here, and what you want to look for is type in YouTube thumbnail and select this one. One of the first things that you want to do is to start with a background. So head over to the left nav bar here and click on background. You can start searching for different things here, but let's start with the color green. And I'm choosing green because it's the color of my branding. Use whatever color that feels necessary for your brand and your style. And right here, there's a bunch of options that's free for us to use, but I'm going to stick with a gradient one. And let's go with this one right here. Now, this isn't the final outlook of the brand colors that I'm using. So what I'm going to do is click on this background, and then you'll see that you can change the background color. I'm going to change it to this color right here. So now with this method, I'm able to have a nice subtle gradient rather than just a flat color. I'm going to start adding some text to this thumbnail. So click on text button right here and then drag this heading. From here, we can choose the type of font I'm going to use. So click on this button right here and I'm going to use Libre Franklin Black. And then let's adjust the size here. I've tested what's best for my situation, and that's 70. And then I'm going to add a square as the background or the highlight of the text. So click on elements and then drag this shape here and place it behind the text. And I'm going to make it slightly bigger so that it's easier for me to grab this background later on. And then let's change the background color to yellow. Once again, similar to the green background color, the yellow color is actually part of my branding. So choose whatever branding color you want. Now I'm going to have a few more text and boxes behind it. So I'm going to hold down Shift and select both of them, and then Control D to duplicate this one right here. And so for this new one, I'm going to change it to white font. And the background color is going to be something different. I'm going to change the background color for the text to be black. So make sure there's a contrast to your text and also the text background or text highlight to make it easier to read. To make things easier and move these things around, I'm going to select these two and Control G to group them. Let's do that for this one as well. And I can easily move the text and the box because it's considered one object. And then let's edit the text. And I'm using caps lock for everything. Make this. And then I'm going to duplicate this one. Place it down here. And then finish typing the rest of the text. So I've already done my experimentation beforehand, so I know roughly that these combination of letters and words are going to fit this style. So you might have to fiddle around a bit more when you're doing your design. I would select all this now and maybe place it somewhere about here, right here in the middle. That looks good. Just realized that I typed something wrong here. I just cannot type properly while doing a tutorial on camera. Hahaha. Moving on. So if you're trying to adjust the size of the text, but it makes the box bigger as well, and you don't want that, it's because of the grouping. So let's just undo this and then right click, ungroup. And now when you're making your adjustments, it won't impact the box. One of the best uses of thumbnails is to visually indicate the idea of the theme of the video. So in my case, I'm going to use the Photoshop icon and indicate to people that you don't need this in order to be doing good thumbnails. Okay, so now I'm going to add the Photoshop icon and you can upload whatever photos you want from your device into Canva, and then click on upload button here, find a photo, and then just click and drag into the canvas. I need to reposition this a little bit because we need to make room for my other images later on. So I'm going to move this text up and move this icon to the bottom. Click this handle here to resize it and align it roughly here. So to indicate that you don't need Photoshop, I'm going to cross the Photoshop icon. So head over to Elements, and if you search for cross, there are different cross icons that you can use. Let's use this one. Click and drag and drop it into our canvas. Let's resize that a bit. By the way, I'm making another video on how to make good YouTube thumbnails. So check out this video right here. If it's not on screen right now, it's not ready. So you should just subscribe and hit that bell icon so that you get notified whenever that's ready. Please. Apart from adding icons and graphics, the next thing I want to do is to add a photo of myself. You can use your own photo as a branding opportunity, and it gives people the idea that, hey, this video is made by you. And you can also use it to express emotions. So for example, I'm doing this. Oh my god, I can make this thumbnail for free? Now, if you try to add an image of yourself into Canva like this, you might realize that there's still the background. And in order for you to remove the background, you actually need the paid version of Canva. So I'm going to show you an example of how you can remove the background using other third-party websites. There's a lot of websites and services out there that can remove backgrounds from your image for free. And I'm going to leave a few examples in the description so you can check it out. In this example, I'm using removal.ai. So let's drag an image here. And within a few seconds, it's going to process an image and remove it. And then it's not going to be perfect all the time. So you can just click here to erase. So anything indicated in the red area is what will be seen, and everything else that's not red will be hidden. So I'm going to click erase. I can adjust the brush size to be bigger. That's a bit too big. Let's reduce the size to be smaller. And if I make a mistake, I can restore and add the reds. So keep on adjusting until you are satisfied with it. And then just click download image to get your image. And then drag the image into Canva. And then we can just drag that into the canvas as well. Resize it accordingly. So I need this image to point the other way. So to do that, you can just select this image and click on flip. And then reposition it about here. You can add outlines to your cutout image by adding shadows, which is a bit counterintuitive, but it's a free feature here in Canva. So to add this outline around an image, you can select the image and click on effects and then scroll down. There'll be a bunch of filters here, but the one that you want to look for is called shadows, and specifically glow. Click on that. You'll see a shadowy outline around it. That's not exactly the effect that we want. We want a clean white outline. You can click on these three buttons here, and here's how we can customize that effect even further. Let's start by changing the color. Make it white. And then we want the blurriness to be 0. Transparency to be full. And then you can adjust the size accordingly. I'm pretty okay with this. I'll leave it about 5 and then click apply. So let's add some color correction and adjustments to this photo itself, because then it will stand out and pop a bit more. So head over to this adjustment tab, and I've experimented with some values, and I want to make this a bit darker and then change the contrast up a bit and play with the saturation. Usually these three things are what you want to adjust, and it already looks much better right now. That's the expression I'm making, I guess. Okay, now for the next step. is for you to hit like so that the YouTube algorithm will show this video to more people like yourself. Once you're happy with everything in your thumbnail, it's time to export it. So click on this button to download it. There'll be a bunch of settings here, but I would suggest you leave it to PNG and then just click download. There'll be a bar and a pop-up screen. Give the thumbnail a name, example, and just save it to your computer. Make sure you have a quick preview and we're good to go. If you want to learn more about YouTube growth, check out these videos right here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.